All right, we're ready. How are you, man? It's been what, 2, 3 months?
Yes. And you?
I'm doing fine.
Going
You
well?
know, I decided to take some time off streaming this end of the year until January the 5th, I think, is when I get back, just to rest a little bit. The winter makes me feel tired. You know.
Yes, I am getting ready a conference in April here in Italy, and I hope I am waiting for the answer response from Eric Dubay from the our conference in June in Venice. I hope he's gonna say yes.
I hope so, man. We had a big one in Brazil because of this whole Antarctica 24-hour sun. That was a big thing in Brazil because the Globers in Brazil, they started talking about a 24-hour sun in Antarctica, but then they could not prove. And that what what happened is that straightened, like the Brazilian flat earthers became even more uh, bold about talking about flat Earth, and they had just had one big conference now challenging Globers. Like it was now in December. That's when they have a 24-hour sun. So they say, okay, here's our conference. Present us the 24-hour sun, and the Globers step back because they can't do it. So that's why what's happening now is that. Will Duffy, he is faking, the 24-hour sun now. That's what they are doing. They're faking it. I know. I visited the website, the link you sent me, but the thing is, they are actually faking it. It's not that uh, there might be a virtual sky or hologram sky. They are faking it, and I just uploaded a video if you want to check it out, where it shows the camera is pointed to the sun in the south, but you see the light source is coming from the east. Okay, so what happened is when you look at this side, right, you see it's dark here on the camera because it's filming the sun. But when you look on this side, it's bright, meaning the light source is coming from the east. So it's a big
So,
no exposing.
so did you believe the whole thing is fake?
Yeah. They are not documenting the sun they are producing. There is no 24-hour sun there. What happened is, Albino, Will
What?
Duffy started his whole thing 3 years ago. Okay, he started
Yes.
planning 3 years ago. So he had planned, he had time to send people there to film the whole thing, the whole area, edit, and present now as if they were making now. But he had 3 years to put this together, you know. And
Mhm.
I've been getting more videos, more pictures showing the flaws. There are many mistakes, shadows, just like the moon landing. You know, the tripod.
Yes.
Yeah, the sun is here, but the shade is going that way. So there are a lot of things, the people are picking up, and we are
I,
putting it all
I, I was
together.
yes, I was very struck by the fact that journalism used the same phrase, the same sentence of Neil Armstrong when he said, "Oh, that mountain looks like to be here. You can touch it, but they say it is a few miles away. And so I was very interested in that sentence. So uh, I was I was keep watching that mountain, and at, at the same at a certain point, it came in my mind that I had already seen uh, that mountains, and actually on the moon, and that mountain resembles a lot some moon formation you can see on the moon. Also, very important, in certain uh, pictures of the moon, you have the impression they are covered, mountains are covered by snow, and they just change the color from white to gray. But it is very strange how much that formation you see above. It's this one with this guy. I don't know who the guy is.
This
Uh,
is MC Toon. This is MC Toon.
oh yes, I'm not familiar with that guy, but I am familiar with that mountains. That mountain is on the moon also.
Yeah, they
Uh,
have a similar one, right? Like,
Very similar, very similar. And if you pay attention carefully, you have the impression that lunar mountains are covered by snow, a gray snow, but you can change the color, of course, of by filtering. You can change the color. Okay. In fact, if you watch, if you look at the mountains uh, down there, you see you had the impression they are covered by snow. They just changed the color to gray. And
you're right.
another well, another thing I noticed more than once is that people asked for the temperature, but they never answered. They never answered which
The temperature,
temperature
yes.
is, and which temperature they were experiencing. They never reply, which is strange. Also, in this picture you are showing right now, you can see the mountain could be covered by snow, and they could have been taken some pictures in Antarctica. Don't you forget that in 1967, Werner von Braun went in Antarctica to pick up meteorites.
Right. The fake.
Yes,
That's what they used
I,
for the fake moon rocks.
yes, I believe they also may have shot pictures of Antarctic mountains, and then they passed them off for moon landscapes, moon mountain range, and so on.
You're right. It does
They're,
look
they're very
like
they're very clever. They're very clever. They're very clever,
they
and
are, of course.
because they serve the devil, and so the devil is the cleverest uh, entity of
Yeah.
uh, of all. Certainly more cleverer than us.
Yes, you got it. So it
And
looks like a snow mountain out here. They just changed the colors.
yeah, the filtering, the photography filters is not a new technology. it's all just like the photography technique. So it is not a big deal for them to take pictures in Antarctica, and possibly maybe in Canada or whatever, wherever you want, and pass them off for pictures from the
Moon.
moon by a
Yeah.
yes, and this one in Antarctic is very interesting because the mm, the sound stage looks like to be very big, very wide, but also the moon pictures, the moon landscapes looks like to be the moon landscapes looked like to be very wide, very deep, and so on.
Yeah. Uh, Really interesting. This one here. They could be on. They could have done everything on snow, and we can't tell the difference because they just layered in gray. So it could be as well Antarctica, Siberia, Canada, Alaska.
I believe um, more easily Antarctica because common people cannot travel to Antarctica,
Right.
and and, and, and less people even can go further in the land of Antarctica. So nobody can check out and make a comparison between pictures between mountains. But that mountains they were pointing out in Antarctica, it's very interesting because I was just hit by that statement by journalism. So I figured out that that mountain could have been already pictured in on the moon. And I found
Yeah.
this one. These ones are very similar, but you can find other ones maybe in other pollutions. So, what your opinion, sincerely, about the final experiment?
Yes. I think that there's no 24-hour sun in Antarctica, and they are faking it. Right. I just got this video. This video is from a professional videographer, and he is telling me that the way they are making the sun go up and down is because they have the tripod tilted. So that gives that effect. So he made the correction. What they are doing is like they they don't really show live stream. They say they are filming and they are going to present later. But later they can edit. They just can go to Adobe After Effects and edit whatever they want, you know? So
And
that's why I told them you should live stream the whole time.
yes, and what about journalism?
Uh, Man, Jeremy, is what I have come to conclude is that everything he says is the opposite. All right, we should not believe him. Everything he says is the opposite. Okay, so he is being ditching, like criticizing the A map. It's because the A map is correct. We live on a polar coordinate system. Central is the North Pole, the magnetic North Pole in the center, and you use the compass to navigate around. So you don't even need the continents. All you need is the grid, the 360 degrees grid around the North Pole. And the other thing he said, there is a 24-hour sun. I tell him that it's the opposite, that there is not, because he hasn't gone live to show that 24-hour sun. They just say, oh, we are making videos and then we will present later. That's not valid. They should have been
Yes.
showing live.
Also, also, he claimed in the video that the sun is higher than 30 degrees and so on, but he's not saying what time is it. They never mention what time is it. They never mention temperature. So they leave our comprehension in the fog. It's very
Yes,
foggy there.
yes, yes.
Also, also the place it looks me uh, it gives me the feeling that it is a sound stage, all the place. So
Yeah, yeah, it
uh,
does look like some of the image looks digital. The
yes,
background looks digital sometimes. And it's winter time here in Japan. I believe it's in Italy as well. And even a
yeah, very,
Japanese
very
lady,
foggy here.
it's winter, right? So there is a
Yes,
Japanese lady. She's not really, she's not even really into flat Earth, but she saw the video and she said, "Well, I'm freezing here. You can see my, like when you speak, you see all you know, the foggy, whatever coming out of, and they are there like it's, you know, doesn't look like they are in Antarctica. No wind, no
yeah.
cold, nothing.
Another thing I noticed that some people are poorly dressed there. They seem not affected by the cold, but the only one is Jeremy, which is
Right?
who
Yeah,
is very well dressed. They were always complaining about the cold and so on.
yeah. But he's an actor, He's acting. Believe he's acting.
Maybe he's got maybe a contract with hundred of $1,000
Yes,
to be a fake flat earther. Who knows?
yes, yes. So that's my opinion. The final experiment. Uh, It's just a group of guys, one director. The director is Will Duffy. For the whole time, for 1 year, he said he was not going to go. And he's there directing the whole group. He's the boss. Everybody's thanking him like if he's the boss. Thank you, boss. Thanks, boss. He's the
Yes,
boss.
I also have to mention that this guy, Will Duffy, is uh, is rich, and I don't believe rich people are intentional or are willing to let the truth come on the surface. So
Exactly. Yes.
if a very rich people organize something, uh, they want the result. The result they want uh, come off the result they want. Excuse me, it escaped me
Yeah.
the correct sentence. That I don't believe rich people go in Antarctica to lose,
Yes.
and
Yes. I understand.
also they don't like rich people to pay people to be to let people say something in contrary
Right.
of
Yes.
their opinion normally. So I believe it was a unfair game.
See, they don't need that. They're just making a movie. There's a bunch. You have. about 100 or 200 scientists in Antarctica at any day, and they could easily film this 24-hour sun. But instead, they bring a bunch of YouTubers to prove science. It doesn't make any sense. A whole
Yes,
bunch of YouTubers.
there's another thing. If they were 79.2 degree latitude south, and they were experiencing 24-hour sun, while people that went further south, they should have experienced it even more 24 hours sun. So,
Yeah.
do we have any recount, any report about 24 hours sun, about people that went even even more south than journalism and so on? So it is strange
See,
because
it's strange.
maybe
It's
we
very
don't
strange.
have those reports about 24-hour sun.
It's really strange because if you take, for example, Alaska, in Alaska, you go to this city, Fairbanks, which is at 65 degrees north, and they have the midnight Alaska sun. Okay? 12
Hmm.
hours right here. More than 30,000 people packed downtown for 12 hours of fun under the midnight Alaska sun. At 65 degrees north. But in Antarctica, you have to go past 73, 74 to supposedly see any kind of midnight sun. And it's still, they have to doctor or fake the footage. They don't show live stream. They don't. Uh, I don't know if you know, but uh, the whole place is like just them. Okay, there's right at the beginning. Jaron says that they are like 10 people altogether, four flat earthers, four Globers, Will Duffy, and somebody else. 10 people. There were only them at the inside on the airplane. And even when they arrived at the camp, Jaron says it's only us here.
And look at the whole place is empty. It's just us. There was 10 people on the flight.
And look at the whole place is empty. It's just us.
And look at the whole place is empty. It's just us. And look at the whole place is empty. It's just us.
So you can imagine that place is high season, and there should be at least 40 people there. I think they have 40 barracks there, tents, and the whole place just for them. And also there is another part of the video where he said, "Well, we have to have a meeting with the boss." Don't know if big boss. So I don't know if he was talking about Duffy or even somebody who has more authority, you know. And they are not conducting any experiments there. They're just showing the videos sometimes here and there, and the Globers are the ones supposedly doing any experiment. And still, you never know. Maybe the whole thing was ready for them. They're just displaying or just playing the videos edited. They were already ready for them. It's the whole thing is shady, sketchy, and brings to a lot of things into question. Why aren't they live streaming the 24-hour sun? It's because there is no 24-hour sun that can be live streamed. That's my opinion.
Yes, I want to add that uh, people in the advertisement, and the publicity, so on, are very clever. They know that the audience, the public, is not liking anymore the traditional advertisement in the television, in radio, in newspaper, so on. So they cleverly developed new strategies to sell products uh, using the internet, using the influencers, using um, common people, uh, live streams, and so on to sell products. And you don't realize you are watching an advertisement. You are
Yeah,
you don't realize you are watching a commercial. So they're very clever. So that operation could be just like a commercial. You are in a commercial, but you don't realize you are watching it.
yeah. And the guys really, it's all scripted, seems to be everything seems to be scripted, you know. You come and talk, okay, next, who is next? Oh, yeah, you're next. The whole thing is really scripted, just like Fake Felipe was pointing out. It's just like when you are watching the Oscar ceremonies and they call, all right, and then he comes and, okay, thank you, you, Will Duffy, thank you. Okay, who's next? The next one. The whole thing looks really scripted, and Will Duffy is the director. The whole thing is not doing anything like as far as experiments. It's just managing the whole situation.
Yes, they just do. The real goal is that people want to fly to Antarctica to see themselves how the story goes, and so they planted this experiment. So uh, real common people, real private people is discouraged to go in Antarctica because they say, okay, we have already been there, we have already been proved that there is the 24 hour sun, so you don't need to go in Antarctica anymore. Just
Yeah,
like
yeah,
when Truman in the Truman Show,
yes,
Jim
yes,
Carrey asked to go to explore the Earth, and the teacher says, "You cannot because everything has already been discovered." So,
yeah.
the same reasoning you have behind this operation. So, people, if you want to go to Antarctica, they tell you, no, you don't need because they have already proved that there is the 24-hour sun, and so you don't need to go there anymore.
All right. So I was getting some message here about the final experiment. Some people are posting more videos about discrepancies on the direction of the shadows and everything. So yeah, this is a movie. It's just a movie. There's no. They're going to appeal to Netflix and TV and popularity. So that's the way they will try to debunk flat Earth. But scientifically, a real experiment, they just not providing anything. So all they have to offer is a movie, and people will say, well, if it's on TV, it's true.
Just like I've said before, now the people in the commercials in the advertising world, they are get more skilled. They don't use the 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 usual commercial 30 seconds, 15 seconds, Super Bowl commercial, and so on. They now use internet style, influencers style uh, method to reach people, and
Right.
then that it is unlawful. It is unfair because people do not understand that they are watching actually a commercial, and they believe they are watching maybe a live stream from Antarctica, for example. And the other stuff, I want to point out that this Will Duffy is a rich people. Rich people don't want to share, do want to spend their money uh, for something unuseful for them. If he
Yes.
wanted, if he wanted to nail uh, the proof that there is 24 hours sun in the Antarctica, of course, it couldn't fail. Especially in the United States, rich people do not spend money for nothing.
Yeah, he's investing. He's gonna get back once they
Yeah, it's an
publish that.
investment, right? You are 100% right. It's just an investment, publicity. And they now, I repeat myself again, they will use this fake experiment to say, oh, you don't need to go anymore in Antarctica, there's nothing to see here. They have already discovered everything, just like the Truman teachers said.
Yeah. So what I will do, I really enjoy our conversation about the TFE, and I wanna upload this sooner. And what I will do, I will edit our talk about politics out, and then maybe later in January, I will upload just the part where we talked about politics. But
I've
I
just
enjoyed,
published. Mm,
yeah. I will go
yes, yes, yeah.
ahead and this conversation about the final experiment, I think is more urgent and we need to upload right away.
Yes, I've just published an article about that today, a few minutes before we are on air. I forget telling you that we in Italy we have the change of the time, because in Europe we change the time of more 1 hour and less 1 hour, and
Right.
so uh, I believe that it was the 3 p.m. while you were intending 2 p.m. here in Italy, because we changed
Yeah.
the time. Also,
Japan
when
never
my
changes. Japan never changes.
here in Italy we have also in all Europe, I believe, we changed in last week of March and last week of October, we changed the time. Yes,
Okay.
I invite everybody not to be scared about this final experiment. It doesn't add or keep anything from the flat Earth true.
Yeah.
So we have to be very calm, and we have to study why they have pulled out uh, this fake experiment. Then, uh, then we have to actually try out to find a way to uh, let the flat Earth true to be more viral, more
Right.
more to raise the awareness in the common, in the average population, so to speak, and it's a problem. But
Yeah.
I believe that I hope they are gonna make some big mistake. The
Yeah.
global elites, they are going to make some big mistakes, and we will take advantage of that.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and close because it's my time. It's already 11:37 p.m. I'm starting to feel sleepy. But let's get back again in January and talk more about your convention there in Venice.
I talk you privately about that, and I thank you very much for having invited me in this beautiful conversation. I wish you good night, and
Thank you.
I wish you and everybody Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. See you next year, Eddie.
All right. Take care, brother. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Don't waste any more time. Visit the links above now and order my book 16 Emergency Landings Proving Flat Earth. Visit my online store now and order the new enhanced Gleason's Flat Earth map. This map used to be in every school and library in the nation before NASA was created in 1958, when the maps were ordered removed. Have your Gleason's map hanging on the wall in your house where no government can take it down. Here you see it hanging on a wall in the house of the late Charles K. Johnson. Here is a quote from the book 1984 by George Orwell. Every record has been destroyed or falsified, every book rewritten, every picture has been repainted, every statue and street building has been renamed, every date has been altered, and the process is continuing day by day and minute by minute. History has stopped. Order your map now.